I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Yo, 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 what up, y'all? I did what I did. What's good with y'all? What's going on? We got some people in the building early. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building early. You know what I'm saying? What's up with y'all? Good to see y'all. So we're going to be talking about Gunna. We're going to be talking about Gunna. I know that beat go hard, right? Shout out to my man Browns the God for sending me that. You know what I'm saying? That beat go hard, man. I start listening to it, and then it just got stuck in my head like 3-6. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm like, what the hell? Man, what's wrong with me? I done messed around and got myself hypnotized. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? But it's just hilarious, though, man. Like, Shannon Sharp just got one of them voices like, man, what about the I Did What I Did remix with Bun B? Man, that would go hard, man. That would go hard. You know what I'm saying? So, Gunna. Did Gunna snitch? That's the question. And how do you guys feel about what he did? Now, another thing is, do you think that he's going to be safe now that he's out? Yeah, that's the point. Facts. I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? Put your glasses back on. So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? Man, we might have to run that again. Y'all want to run that again? That's how goofy I am. If y'all want to run that, shout out to my man Kid Gravity. If y'all want to run that intro again, give me a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? We got time today, man. If y'all want it, you know what I'm saying? We'll run it again. You know what I'm saying? That should get that coffee flowing through your veins in the morning. Run it back. All right, we finna run it back. We finna run it back. Hold on real quick. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? We're going to definitely get this. We're going to get this running again. You know what I'm saying? You know, that shit is hot dialing fire. You know what I'm saying? And then we get into it. You know, we got to have our little ADD moments. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You're willing to take a personal shot at me. Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You're willing to take a personal shot at me. Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Man, shout out to whoever made that, man. It's this dude on TikTok. He actually got a YouTube channel. And if I posted a YouTube short of this. So if you guys see that YouTube short, it has the content creator's name on it. And you guys can go show him some love on his channel. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Bronze the God for sending me that, because that was hilarious. Hey, that's platinum, man. Like I said, I want to see the remix. I want to hear the remix with Bun B. You know what I'm saying? Bun B from UGK. That shit would go hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's in the room. It's good to see y'all. Glad to see you guys up in here this morning. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's actually get into this content, because there's a lot of reactions. There's a lot of information. And I want to know what a lot of people think. Now, I was watching some streams last night. I was reading some stuff last night. And it seems like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the streets think that Gunna is probably going to snitch. Some people think that he already snitched. If you ask me, from what we saw on Just Talking with TD and Robb, and shout out to the members, and also shout out to the Patreons, because you have access on my member tab and on the Patreon member tab for the full episode. All right, so y'all can watch that. So I hope y'all enjoy it. And it's a bonus episode too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man FBA Crypto Soldier. Shout out to Al McCowan. Shout out to Carla. We got my man AB Promotions in here. Ed Berry in the house. Carlton, DJ Elmo. You know what I'm saying? Jared in the building. What up with it, bro? Faith and Lighten is up in here. Desmond. Man, we deep this morning, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. So from what I understand, I gotta agree with Shatera. I think he already did, because the thing is that they don't necessarily have to quote unquote snitch on a person. All they have to do is establish the existence of an ongoing enterprise. And if they are able to link the business entity with some of the activities that could be deemed as criminal, that's the only connection that it takes. You know what I'm saying? A while ago, me and Izzy did a stream about the Rico statute, because I don't know if you guys recall, but they hit Casanova, if I'm not mistaken, with Rico, and they hit R. Kelly with Rico. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys haven't watched any of those older streams, check those out, because we actually went down the line and explained it, talked about where it came from and everything else. But the thing that I find fascinating is about the Nolo and about the Alfred plea. And we went over that briefly on Just Talking with TD and Rob, but we're going to go over it again because it's just really weird. It's just really weird. Most of the explanation for the Georgia Nolo and for the Alfred law are involving like speeding tickets, pleading no contest. It's really weird. Now, I got a good article where they explain some things a little bit further. So we're going to get into that. And shout out to my man, Ryan Glenn. And yeah, that's exactly where I'm at, Shatira. He acknowledged the existence of the said gang. Rico, here we come. Exactly. He don't necessarily, because remember, the only thing that they need to establish is that there's an enterprise that links and feeds ongoing activities. And if he said that that gang, quote unquote, exists, all they have to do now is just prove that activities of other people were linked to that gang. So he didn't necessarily snitch on a person, but at the same time, he snitched on everybody involved, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So what we got here is an article from Fox 5, and it says Atlanta rapper Gunna pleads guilty in Rico case, released from jail. All right. So we're going to look at this video. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the video here that talks about this. It gives a really good in-depth explanation of the side notes that you might not really be aware of. And those are what's important, because then you'll be able to figure out on your own exactly what's going on.
County jail after pleading guilty to a racketeering conspiracy charge.
Authorities arrested him and fellow rapper Young Thug, along with more than 24 others earlier this year.
As Fox 5's Eric Perry tells us, Gunna's guilty plea does not necessarily mean he's admitting guilt.
We were there as rapper Gunna, also known as Sergio Kitchens, took his first steps outside the Fulton County Jail after taking what's called an Alfred plea. These are the first moments Sergio Kitchens, or Gunna, was able to freely leave the Fulton County Jail Wednesday afternoon. Gunna entered what's known as an Alfred plea in connection with one count in the RICO Act case against him. Metro Atlanta attorney Ryan Greathouse says, in simple terms, it's a type of guilty plea
where a criminal defendant is ultimately saying, I don't agree with the facts as they're alleged. I maintain that I'm innocent. However, I believe that it's in my best interest to go ahead, plead guilty.
Gunna and another well-known rapper, Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, are two of the defendants indicted for charges in violation of the RICO Act. The indictment claims they are part of a gang known as Young Slime Life, or YSL. Prosecutors say those named in the indictment have engaged in violent criminal activity in the city for years. Gunna and his legal team released this statement saying, in part, while I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way.
Now that part, now that is misleading right there. And shout out to everybody who smashed the like button and shared the video. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Shout out to Mimi. Good to see you. So the problem here is that with that Alfred plea, he acknowledged all of that stuff, and they can bring him back to testify. And we'll probably get into that in one of these later articles. I want to make sure that everybody has a very clear understanding of this, because this is one of the reasons why it's so important to understand the law.
In exchange for a guilty plea, attorneys say will not serve any future look like. The plea deal sentenced him to 5 years with 1 year to serve in prison. That time was commuted to time served, and the balance was complete 500 hours of community service, with 350 of those hours talking gang violence. And while Gunna says he did not
Shout
agree
out to Crypto
testify,
Key. What up, bro?
he can still be called as a witness.
Now, did you hear that? If you guys heard that, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to play that again because it was kind of skipping for a minute. That's the important part. So that part right there just basically negated everything that he said.
While the state may consider,
and while Gunna says he did not agree to testify, he can still be called as a witness.
So now here's my question for everybody. If he does end up getting called as a witness, what happens if he doesn't cooperate?
State may consider this a victory on some level, I think that you're going to see mixed reaction from his fans.
At the Fulton County Jail, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Now, why would you see a mixed reaction from the fans? That's the question. The reason why you would see a mixed reaction from the fans is because the fans know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So now, I don't know if you guys were aware, but there was some new issues going on with Young Thug, and we're going to check him out. He's facing a new charge over an alleged I-85 incident. Were you guys aware of that? If you guys were aware of that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys were not aware of that, give me a thumbs down. I think what went on with Gunna kind of overshadowed all of this, all right? So now here it says, arrested Atlanta rapper Young Thug facing new charges over alleged I-85 incident, all right? Atlanta rapper Young Thug is facing more charges as he remains in jail waiting for his trial date in a sweeping gang indictment in Fulton County. And remember, Gunna just gave the admittance that this gang does indeed exist. Shout out to my man, AJ. So now here it says, last week, a grand jury charged the 30-year-old rapper whose legal name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams with 4 more counts. The new charges include street racing, reckless driving, speeding, and more. Authorities say the charges stem from an incident on May 21st of 2021 when Williams was accused of driving at around 120 miles per hour in the southbound lanes of Interstate 85 near the exit to I-75 northbound. Officials say that the rapper was not wearing a seatbelt while racing on the interstate. They're getting like super petty. All 4 charges are misdemeanors. I mean, they got all this other federal stuff going against him. They went back and charged him for some traffic stuff. Have you all ever seen anything like that? Williams is still in custody following his arrest in May of 2022 as part of the widespread indictment of the Young Slime Life Group. His trial date is set for January with jury selection to begin on January 5th of 2023. All right. So now they give a little bit more of a summary here. What are the other charges against YSL rapper Young Thug, Gunna, and others? Williams and 27 other people were indicted along with fellow Atlanta rapper Gunna in May using Georgia's RICO Act. The 88-page indictment claims that they are part of the Young Slime Life, or YSL, a subset of the Bloods street gang. So they're tying this into the Bloods. Now, my thing is, this is something that a lot of these young rappers and a lot of these young people like out on the street might really want to pay attention to. I don't know if people realize this or not, but like people be going in, people be threatening people on YouTube and doing all kind of other stuff and extra stuff like that. If they can do this with an album, I'm sure they can do this with social media too. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says prosecutors allege those named in the indictment have engaged in violent criminal activity in the city since 2012. Young Thug, Martinez Arnold, also known as Duke, and DeMonte Kendrick, also known as Yak Gotti, are accused of possessing and attempting to sell marijuana and cocaine in May of 22. The indictment says that they were in possession of multiple guns, a Glock 357, an FN firearm, a Glock 19, a Smith & Wesson MP, a Glock 45 with a converter switched and extended magazine. The Glock 45 modified into a machine gun resulted in another gun possession charge. A total list of charges against 28 accused is up to 65 counts. The re-indictment accused 3 additional people: Diamante Kendrick, also known as Yak Gotti, Shannon Stillwell, a.k.a. Shannon Jackson, or SB, and Quamarvius Nichols, a.k.a. Qua, of separate gun charges. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that all of these people are going to end up getting off? Or do you think there's going to be some people that are going to end up getting left behind? Shout out to my man Honda 666. What up with it? So now here it says prosecutors claim Williams is a co-founder of the alleged street gang YSL. The indictment also gives a detailed account of various crimes alleged members of YSL are accused of and documents social media posts and rap lyrics by Williams that reference YSL. You see that? So they are using the social media, and that should serve as a warning to people, especially a lot of people that engage in like violence and threatening content here on YouTube. Be careful what you say. If you got to say something, keep it kind of coded. You know what I mean? Because the hip hop police are out there. And I'm sure, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of these different social media companies are more than willing to help get people locked up. And they produce this stuff and turn it over very quickly. Now, if you lost your password to one of these social media accounts, it would take you all day to get your account reopened, possibly all week. But if you do something like this, man, they had that information back to them people the next day. Oh yeah, we're gonna be looking at someone who happened to hold up an axe a little bit later, because he said some very interesting things that I think are worthy of attention. You know what I'm saying? The founder of Young Stoner Life Records is also accused of illegally possessing multiple firearms, including a modified machine gun, in addition to street gang activity and drug trafficking. In June, a judge denied bond and an elaborate house arrest plan. Several factors were taken into consideration, including a threat introduced to the court attributed to Williams from 2015 that states anybody goes into the courtroom and tells the God's honest truth, they'll effing be killed. I mean, I probably wouldn't have said that where people could hear it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? The judge said that the validity of the threat would need to be proven in court, but it speaks to his possibly being a danger to the community, which I find fascinating because they really care about this quote unquote danger, while at the same time they had Jackie Johnson protecting, what was their last name, the McDaniels family that killed Ahmaud Arbery. But sure, these guys are the threat. If convicted of a RICO charge, Williams could face up to 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. So now this goes into what is the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act. All right. And remember, this is going down at the state level. Yeah, I couldn't imagine it. Ryan Glenn says, imagine getting threatened by a man that wears skirts. I don't know what's going on, but these men that wear skirts are going wild. You know, that Biden assistant just got in trouble for stealing people's luggage all over the United States, and he's running around in high heels and a skirt. You know what I'm saying? Now we got all these guns that YSL has. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. All right. So I think most people know what the RICO Act is. I don't think we really need to read this. If there's anybody that needs to know what it is, I mean, I can read it. But if anybody want me to read this, or you know what I'm saying, I think we're pretty good on this. You know what I'm saying? So now next, what ended up happening was a judge grants Young Thug's motion to suppress evidence. All right. So did anybody know about that? So I'm not even sure exactly what evidence it is that got suppressed, but this was, I believe, on the same day that they released Gunna. So that's interesting. Okay. And speaking of weirdos, there was some weird stuff. There was some weird stuff going on during this case. Men in skirts are dangerous. I agree, for many different reasons. I agree. If you guys agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Y'all, never mind. I'm not even about to go there. Judge grants YSL rapper Young Thug's motion to suppress evidence. So Here it says the Atlanta rapper accused of being the co-founder of Young Slime Life gang was and charged along with more than 24 alleged associates in the RICO Act case made his first appearance in court in several months on Thursday. Young Thug, whose legal name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, smiled to the gallery as he made his way into the Fulton County courtroom. His attorneys were there to ask Fulton County Superior Chief Judge Earl Glanville to return property that was seized during what the defense calls an illegal search of his home in 2015. That property includes a cell phone, a computer, and a small amount of marijuana. All right. So they must have gave him most of this stuff or all of this stuff back. You know what I'm saying? So now here, hold on real quick, guys. It says, let me see something. The defense argues about the validity of the warrants or if any actually existed. So that's interesting. They wonder about the validity of the warrants or if any actually existed. So shout out to my man OMN. So that makes you ask the question, were the warrants actually valid? Because I believe they said that none of this evidence would be allowed to be used. Can we talk about how Slime Gang was a horrible name choice? They did what they did. They did what they did. The cell phone became significant. Look at this. See, the cell phone became significant because prosecutors extracted other evidence from it. It's the same evidence that the defense wants to quash from the upcoming trial. Williams and 27 other people were indicted along with fellow Atlanta rapper Gunna in May using Georgia's RICO Act. The 88-page indictment claims that they are part of Young Slime Life, or YSL, a subset of the Blood Street Gang, which is interesting because, like, do they actually have any other members of the Bloods involved in this case, in the courtroom or anything, or they only have the rappers? I'm not trying to be funny, but like, if this is only involving the rappers and it's not actually involving any Bloods in the street, to me, it's looking kind of funny. Like, to me, this is looking like a court order shakedown, especially seeing how it seems like the way that they got this evidence now happens to be bogus. You see what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please make sure you guys take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, take a moment, hit that bell icon twice, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure that you please help your boy out by sharing the video out. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't see a need to involve them, but I just find it interesting that they keep connecting that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just interesting that they keep bringing that up instead of just keeping it to YSL. You know what I mean? I think they're trying to do that to make it appear that whatever operation was going on was a lot more larger and a lot more threatening than it actually was. Prosecutors allege those named in the indictment have engaged in violent criminal activity in the city since 2012. Those alleged crimes include illegally possessing multiple firearms, including a modified machine gun, additionally, street gang activity, and drug trafficking. Okay, so now my question is, what street gang activity? I don't know why they haven't specified exactly what street gang activity they're talking about, other than the guns. The guns is pretty easy to specify because they got them all, but they're just saying, well, you were involved in gang activity. Okay, well, what gang activity? You know what I mean? Like, what gang activity were they involved in? That should be pretty easy to just say, okay, well, they were involved in, disorderly conduct. They were involved in a robbery. You know what I mean? But they're not saying that. They're not specifying. They're not saying any of that stuff. So now here it says he would walk out of the Fulton County Jail on Wednesday evening, sentenced to 5 years commuted to time served and the balance suspended. He must also complete 500 hours of community service time. So I think they're talking about Gunna. Yeah, Atlanta rapper Gunna, alleged YSL co-founder, enters plea deals. Williams' hearing comes after 2 of his co-defendants enter pleas. Did you guys hear about a second person entering a plea? The only person that I heard about entering the plea was Gunna. I didn't hear about a second person. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta rapper Gunna, whose legal name is Sergio Kitchens, entered an Alfred plea, admitting the evidence against him would likely convict him, but he doesn't necessarily admit he committed the crimes for which he was charged. So let's just unpack that for a minute, because that's a bunch of legal, confusing jargon nonsense, which is one of the reasons why they charge you like between $250 and $500 an hour for a lawyer. He entered an Alfred plea, admitting the evidence against him would likely convict him, but he doesn't necessarily admit that he committed the crimes for which he was charged. So what he's saying is that with the evidence and the information that they had, it's highly likely that the prosecution would be able to get a conviction, but he's not admitting to doing the crime. Now, the thing that's kind of weird about that, the thing that's kind of shady about that, is what that does is it implies that he has information about the evidence. And the only reason why you would get any kind of leeway if you have information about that evidence is if they can link the information that you have about that evidence to the people that they want to pin the crime on. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't in the car. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you what the car looks like. But one thing that I do know for certain is that the car was used in a vehicular homicide. So what you've just done is you've just said a vehicular homicide took place. Now that's out of the way. Now what we have to do is blame somebody for it. And it makes it that much easier, because that takes out a whole bunch of other people and stuff that they got to question, because now it's not the event or the incident in question. It's no longer questioned. I know that this happened. I know YSL was a gang. That's the whole thing that they're trying to prove. You know what I'm saying? So what it is somebody can't have a video clip and say, well, Gunna was given all these names. He don't have to. If the idea was to keep a discrete operation, he just basically admitted that the operation exists. You see what I'm saying? So people are going to look at that and say, it's kind of like dry snitching a little bit. And in addition to it being like dry snitching, you benefited from it, and it possibly could weaken the defense. And in most cases, when people take a plea, they're doing it for their benefit, and it weakens the defense, which is one of the reasons why they give you a plea. So a lot of people are out here going in on Gunna saying that he snitched. And this is this right here, this kind of thing right here, this actually seems like it was designed to be able to say, well, I never snitched on you because I didn't tell on you. See, I didn't tell on you and say that you did it. All I said is that I know that this happened. Okay, but if you said that you know that this happened, now there's the event's no longer in question. You see what I'm saying? I don't know anything, but one thing that I do know is at 2:00 yesterday, Mike got shot. I know that for a fact. I don't know anything else, though. Saying that you know for a fact someone was murdered is different than not saying anything at all. You've now just confirmed that a crime took place, because that's part of what the defense has to do as well. They not only have to establish motive, they have to establish that events took place, and now you've just supported that. See what I'm saying? And so let's not forget, it's not like Gunna was on his own, because he wasn't. Gunna had legal counsel. And what they say about this Alfred plea, what they say about Nolo, is not to do this unless you have legal counsel. So I'm sure his lawyer counseled him, and he made a conscious decision. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just what it is. And we'll get into it a little bit more. You know what I mean? So now here it says he would walk out of the Fulton County Jail on Wednesday evening, sentenced to 5 years, commuted to time served, and the balance suspended. He must also complete 500 hours of community service. Kitchens is compelled to testify for any party. See this? Kitchens is compelled to testify for any party, but he can invoke his Fifth Amendment right, he says. He also is not allowed to have any contact with any of his former co-defendants. Tuesday, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that alleged YSL co-founder Walter Murphy entered a guilty plea. Uh-oh. Did you guys know that? Were you guys aware of that? If you guys were aware of that, give me a thumbs up. Murphy was sentenced to 10 years with 1 year commuted to time served and 9 years of probation. So now my question is, why did Murphy get a different sentence than Gunna did? That's the question. Why did Murphy get a different sentence than Gunna did? Shout out to my man Mo Fax. Yo, Mo, I'm going to open the panel up after I get done with all the content. So if you're still around, if you want to call in, you know what I'm saying, that link will be dropped, brother, and you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't know. I can't remember. AB says that we mentioned it yesterday, but I don't remember talking about it. But yeah, apparently this Walter Murphy character was sentenced to 10 years with 1 year commuted to time served and 9 years of probation. The newspaper reported. Kitchens is signed to Williams' Young Stoner Life record label. He scored his second #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart with DS Forever this year. The trial for Williams and his now 25 co-defendants is expected to start January 9th, 2023. All right. So that's not good, man. It's not a good look out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look. So let me see something real quick. Let me just look at this. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Young Thug is back in court hours after fellow rapper Gunna goes free. Now, my question is, did you guys hear about the naked images that were being played on somebody's device? I think somebody got Zoom bombed or something like that, and there was like some naked people popping up in court. If you guys heard about that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not, give me a thumbs down. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? But that happened. That absolutely happened. They did what they did. They did what they did. In order for me to look at that right, I had to put my glasses back on. So during the Young Thug hearing, hours of delay, then naked Zoom bombing during rapper's appearance. So that might be why everybody's looking kind of crazy. Like, what's going on the computer screen right now? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really tell what was going on from the distorted images on Twitter. There were some images of it on Twitter, though. So it says Young Thug hearing, hours of delay, then naked Zoom bombing during rapper's appearance. I mean, can you imagine that? You're already worried. You know, after you get out of court, you're going right back to jail. You just want this shit to be over, and then some random naked people just pop up on your computer screen. I mean, you know, talking about add insult to injury, you ain't gonna be seeing no naked ass anytime soon. You might actually be seeing some too soon, depending on your circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Technical difficulties at the Fulton County Courthouse delayed Thursday's motion hearings for hours ahead of next month's trial involving the alleged gang YSL. Once proceedings finally began, someone on Zoom barged in with some full frontal commentary. A pornographic video of a completely nude man. Yeah, man, I was about to say, I don't think it was a woman either, but that confirms it. Was shown on screens throughout the courtroom along with the message, "Free Young Thug." Oh, free Young Thug, or else I'ma be his cellmate. Oh, wait. Who's trolling the court? Right. That's what happened when you have half the country off, you know what I'm saying, for like 2 years on COVID. Everybody learned how to do all these Zoom hacks. It's like, hey, I'm about to mess with this nigga Young Thug. He wanted to wear a skirt, huh? Watch this. You know what I'm saying? Birthday suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Well, that's good. Shout out to my man Torian Rain in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's wild, man. I don't know what was going on there. Deputies scrambled to turn off the screens as the judge insisted on the decorum in the courtroom. They should have just had the bailiff shoot it. Shoot the computer. Shoot the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The county's IT staff set up a new Zoom link for the attorneys watching remotely. Everybody was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Officials later determined someone on the Zoom call shared their screens showing the nude images. I mean, man. Thursday's pretrial hearing was scheduled to start at 9 a.m. in Judge Earl Glanville's 8th floor courtroom, but got delayed for several hours due to technical issues. Yeah, due to some damn Zoom sex. The hearing was moved to a bigger courtroom on the first floor. Only media, the defendants, and their attorney were allowed inside the room, which was sworn by more than 24 deputies and the Fulton County Sheriff, Patrick Labatt. Once the hearing finally began at about 1:45 p.m., Judge Earl Glanville apologized for the technical difficulties as prosecutors and Young Thug attorney Brian Steele argued motions to suppress evidence collected from the rapper Sandy Springs' home during a 2015 arrest. The court's Zoom feed turned X-rated. The judge was probably like, all rise, and then that naked ass motherfucker showed up on the screen, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean that." he said, "Oof." somebody throw a sheet over the computer. Bailiff probably looking like, where am I gonna get a damn sheet from? You know what I'm saying? The hearing marked the first time Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, has appeared in court in person since his May arrest on gang and RICO charges. It also came just a day after his friend and colleague Gunna was released from jail in exchange for a guilty plea in the sweeping case. A total of 19 co-defendants. Man, this number just keep getting smaller, don't it? That number just keep getting smaller. It started off at didn't it start off at like 28? Yeah, I think that's horrible and hilarious at the same time. Like, that's crazy, man. Young Thug probably stressed out. He probably like, oh shit, this is a bad omen. I bet you his head just fell into his hand when he seen that shit. He said, oh Lord have mercy. I'm never gonna be able to sit down for the rest of my life. I'm gonna have to stand up against a wall for 30 damn years until I'm in a damn wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? He was probably like, this is bad. He probably reached over there to that lawyer and said, motherfucker, you better work this shit like you ain't never worked no damn case in your life. They already coming for me and I ain't even gotten a damn sentence yet. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I bet you he was sweating and crying all at the same time. I bet you the tattoo ink was running down his face. Oh man. But you know they doing that shit where they letting them trans people go to the female cells though. They transferring them over there to the female part of the facility so he could just, you know, he could throw that skirt on. You know what I'm saying? Mess around and get somebody pregnant like they did in Pennsylvania. That might work out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things are a hidden blessing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this number keeps getting smaller. It's 19 now. People snitching left and right. They just ain't writing articles about them, looks like. Including Williams, were brought into the courtroom, but only he, Miles Friday, and Shannon Stillwell were allowed to change out of jail-issued jumpsuits and into business suits. See? You ain't allowed to change out your damn pinstripes. Your ass in trouble. Oh, did they stop doing this, Shatira? They might have stopped doing it Too many of the female inmates was too many of the female inmates was peeing double lines, huh? they pregnancy test was looking like them COVID tests. We can't have this now. And motherfuckers couldn't tell the difference between the COVID test and the pregnancy test when they let the men go in the female side of the jail. You know what I'm saying? They turned that shit into a house party. Nah, y'all got to go back. We got to put y'all back on the bus. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. What's good with the cats? The hearing was similar to others in recent months in which most of the focus was on Williams' motions, while other defendants and their attorneys waited hours to present their cases. In the end, Steele and Williams got a major victory when Glanville ruled that cell phones and other evidence collected from the rapper's home without a search warrant in 2015 could not be used as evidence in the upcoming trial. So now remember, in that last article, they never told us what the outcome was as far as if the search warrants were legitimate or not. And here, right here, they let it slip out. They got that 2015 evidence without a search warrant. So now my question is, how much of the other evidence do you think they got legally? How many of y'all knew that they didn't use a search warrant to get that 2015 evidence? See, now we know. They're not talking about that in the news, though. They're not talking about that on TV. You know what I'm saying? That's shady, man. That's what I'm talking about. They tried to introduce the stuff off of those phones that they collected into evidence, knowing that they got it illegally. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with Desmond, foul on the play. Facts. They did what they did. Somebody should have put their glasses back on so they could have read the shit. You know what I'm saying? So they could have read the affidavit and seen, oh, we don't have a search warrant. They had a Chinese food menu just like Denzel Washington did. Here. They unwrapped that shit. Young Thug was like, damn, man, I'm probably about to go to jail. This motherfucker unwrapped a search warrant, and that's it. That shit said egg miyong and shrimp fried rice and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? General Tso's chicken. You know what I mean? What was that other shit called? Crab Rangoon? Ming's rice bowl. The fuck? I just let these motherfuckers kick down my door for a rolled up ass Ming's rice bowl menu, and they closed last year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta agree, Torian. If you guys agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. When they start doing that, that means they have a weak case. Facts. Or it also means that what they're doing is just a flex, which is one of the reasons why it would be a weak case. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, as you can see, the number of people keeps dropping off. So like maybe those aren't snitches. They might not be snitches. Maybe those people are they just didn't have enough evidence and they just put them all in there under the RICO statute. And then as the case progresses, it's like you don't have enough evidence to have this person here. And honestly, maybe, right? This is just a stretch, but maybe this is something to think about. Maybe Gunna's attorney said they don't have enough evidence to prove this RICO thing. So even if you say you knew something existed, we still have everybody covered. So go ahead and do it. That's a possibility. We don't know what happened. What it looks like, though, is that a lot of people are running with assuming that, you know, Gunna did some damaging snitching. But I don't know, though. What I do find interesting, though, is that the one guy got 10 years and Gunna got let out of jail. That's just really weird. Like, there's a lot of really weird stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says you didn't have the right to keep that. Glanville told the prosecutors you didn't have the right to keep that particular evidence. Prosecutor Adrian Love told the judges that his ruling affected the evidence that look at this. The prosecutor, Adrian Love, told the judge his ruling affected the evidence that the state planned to introduce against Williams. So what does that mean? What does that imply? And 411 says they are agreeing to plea deals. They don't want to take it to court. You probably onto something there, and but what I'm confused about though is why was Gunna's just where he could get out of jail and the other guy was 10 years? I don't know what the other guy's charges were though. He might have had some different shit going on than Gunna did. Williams was among the 28 co-defendants charged in a sweeping gang indictment against YSL. Prosecutors argued that YSL is a gang and Williams is one of the leaders and founders. Now, remember, prosecutors argued because they have to prove that YSL is a gang. Now they have confirmation that YSL is a gang as a result of Gunna. Okay? That's what they have. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys could take a moment and smash that like button, all right? Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that bell icon. And also, please make sure you help me by sharing the video out. Defense attorneys say it's just a record label. Now, see, defense attorneys said it's just a record label. Now, what Gunna's testimony said interferes with that because Gunna said it's a gang. He said that directly. It's a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no misconstruing that. There's no, mixing that up. That's what he said. They're a gang. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says less than a month before the trial is set to begin, at least 3 defendants told the judge they still don't have attorneys. Man, that's crazy. They got their boys out there. Some of them don't even have any protection. They don't have no attorneys. That's what me and TD was talking about. They letting people be out there without getting any protection. You know what I'm saying? The case was initially indicted in May, and the state's discovery evidence includes more than 3 terabytes of data. 3 terabytes. That's a lot. At least 2 other attorneys said they were recently appointed or retained. Jury selection is set to start on January 4th. Now, let me ask you guys a question about the jury, because the jury is a part of the criminal justice system that always seems to slide under the radar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man TD Hip Hop Media in the building. What up with it, bro? Y'all hold on real quick so I can plug this Ethernet cord in. Hold on real quick so I can plug this Ethernet cord in. Now I got a question for you guys. How is it that motorcycle clubs, you know what I'm saying, get to literally just do whatever it is that they want to, knowing that they have a lot of them that are involved in global criminal syndicates, and they still get to be called a club and they're not a gang, despite the fact that the FBI actually has a big 5 list of criminal organized motorcycle gangs that it monitors. And this YSL, I'm sure they're not as organized as some of these motorcycle gangs that have been around since after the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? But they're on them like that. Something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Definitely something to think about. So now here it says Gunna, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, entered a negotiated guilty plea on Wednesday. In a statement, Kitchens said he entered an Alfred plea, which allows defendants to plead guilty but maintain their innocence on the charge. The plea agreement requires Kitchen to complete 500 hours of community service and spend at least 350 of those hours speaking to young men and women about the danger of gangs. He is not allowed to have any contact with co-defendants or possess guns. And if called by any party during the trial, he reserves the right to assert his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination, his attorney, Steve Sadow, said. Now, what I find interesting is he still has to protect himself from self-incrimination. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any kind of immunity. So that's interesting. Kitchens was sentenced to 5 years with 1 commuted to time served and the rest of the 4 years of his sentence suspended and subject to special conditions. Now, let me ask you guys a question. If Gunna was not a rapper, do you all think that he would have gotten this kind of deal? If you guys think that Gunna would have got this kind of deal, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that he would have got this kind of deal, give me a thumbs down. If you guys got arrested for something like this, you had a bunch of machine guns and some coke in the back of your car. God only knows why you would have that, but let's just say that you did. Would you be able to get this? Just tell the police, like, yeah, you know, I'll be out of here in the morning. I'm just gonna plead to Alfred, like Batman and shit, and I'm gonna be gone. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's gonna work. Once he completes the community service, the sentence will be terminated by the consent order. Shit, he may as well work all that shit. Sadal said on Instagram that his client had not testified against any of the other defendants. All right. So according to now, see, this is where it gets tricky, because this technically isn't true. He didn't testify against any of the defendants, but what he did was he established the existence of a criminal enterprise. Shout out to my man TD Hip Hop. He stay with that weight. You know what I'm saying? I hope you don't drive around with a scale. You know what I'm saying? Had a person with the scale a couple cars back. You know what I'm saying? Don't never drive with the scale and the weight in the same vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And don't never have somebody driving the car that's in your name just because it's a separate car and it's in your name with the damn scale either. Don't do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Have some other motherfucker that has a clean record, you know what I'm saying? Up-to-date license plates, you know what I'm saying? All of the lights together, a full tank of gas, oil changed, have that person drive the scale. You know what I'm saying? And if you actually smart, you should have a line of cars, maybe about 6 cars, and all of your product broken down into misdemeanor weight. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should do. You know what I'm saying? They clearly didn't do what you should do. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Gunna did not snitch to get out of jail. He has said nothing and is not cooperating, Sadal said in a post. His plea statement cannot be used in court against any other defendants. So please stop spreading lies. That's not true. Like, actually, the opposite is true. He's established the existence of a criminal enterprise, which means that any of those defendants that they can link to the activities of that enterprise, he's already established that those activities aren't random and that they are interconnected in an enterprise. I know who you're talking about. What's that prosecutor's name? Shatera, you know her name. What's her name? That lady down there in Georgia. So now here it says during his plea agreement hearing Wednesday, Kitchen swore that he had personal knowledge that members of associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. There you go. You didn't say anybody's name, but it's not a person's name that they're necessarily looking for, because the organization is also treated like the person. So now this person that was trying to stay hidden, you've just confirmed that they exist. My man TD says he got that deal because they know Gunna is actually innocent, but they can't just let him go saying our bad after holding him for 9 months. That could be true. If you guys agree with TD, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Torian said, why does the white guy on the screen in the blur look like Fauci from the side? That's funny. He do look like Fauci from the side. Better hope he better at being a lawyer than Fauci is at being a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I know Gunna's innocent until proven guilty. On Tuesday, alleged YSL co-founder Walter Murphy also entered into a negotiated guilty plea. I don't know who did his negotiation though, but man, they got away with some free money. He should have got that Gunna negotiation. Gunna negotiated and got out in 10 minutes. Motherfucker, you negotiated and you gonna get out in 10 years. Y'all should have used the same damn lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Walter Murphy also entered a negotiated guilty plea on a single count of conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization Act. According to court documents, Murphy was sentenced to 10 years with 1 year commuted to time served and 9 years of probation as part of the negotiated plea. Oh, okay. So he ain't doing no time neither then. 1 year is time served and 9 years of probation. So his ass got out too then. My bad. I thought he was doing time. He walked out too. You don't never see these kind of sentences for like your friend that went to jail or like a family member of yours that went to jail. Family member of yours going to jail, and when they come out, they got gray hair and are in a wheelchair. These people, you know what I'm saying, they don't even do no damn jail time. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So, shout out to my man TD Hip Hop Media. You know what I'm saying? Because I never noticed this about Charleston White, but TD actually put me on to it. He really do be saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to watch Charleston White say, yeah, 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 a bunch of times, and he going to assess the situation. I think he says that he thinks that Young Thug should go to jail. And in his words, I think he's saying, quote unquote, good for Gunna for snitching. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a look at this and let me know what y'all think about it.
65% off coats the whole family will love. And get 20-60% off Toys R Us favorites from Barbie, Paw Patrol, Discovery.
See, I want this kind of YouTube channel, y'all. Do you see how grainy this picture is? The phone is all sideways, just chilling in the car, and you still get like 100,000 views on your video. Can y'all please help me get my channel like that? Like Charleston White just chilling in the back of the car. You know what? I can find my phone is charged up. Yeah. Let me see. Am I gonna go live on Instagram or am I gonna go live on you? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go live on YouTube, man. Please, can y'all get me like that, please? Please. You know what I'm saying?
And more. Plus, everyone gets $10 in Macy's money for every $50 spent. Starting tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
I'm all the way down here in the seat. You can see the seatbelt there right next to my head. So, you know, I'm doing that shit that Gunna and them was doing. I'm riding dirty out here like UGK. Yeah. Them niggas going to jail. Yeah.
An Oral-B electric toothbrush delivers a professional, purifying, clean feeling.
Say, what's
so
up,
if you
y'all?
want a
How y'all
round
doing?
brush head inspired by dentists,
And
if you want to brush,
and like this is what I'm talking about, man. Like this is what I'm talking about, man. Do y'all see? You see, I don't show the camera no more when I do these videos on this channel. But y'all see, when I turn the channel, the camera on when I do the videos with TD, y'all see I got a nice studio. You know what I'm saying? The microphone sound all crisp. You know what I mean? This fool got the phone laying up against the 6x9. All I hear is the lady saying, yeah, and you can buy this product here tomorrow. And Charleston White in the background like, yeah, what's up, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? What's good with y'all, YouTube? You can't even hear this cat. All you hear is the commercial lady. Dim, 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 dim. Like, can I please have a YouTube channel where I can just throw the phone on the hood of the car and I still get 100,000 likes? You know what I'm saying? Help your boy out. I need that. One of them channels where you don't have no thumbnail and like your face is real big, like right in the thumbnail because you just ain't make no thumbnail. Still getting like 500,000. Can I have that? Can I get that? You know what I'm saying? Listen to how loud this is.
that cleans 100% better than a regular brush for cleaner teeth and healthier gums.
Say we're on our way to
Oral-B is the brand dentists worldwide use the most.
Greenville,
So
South
maybe
Carolina.
it's time you...
I'm up here making this YouTube video, trying to figure out what I'm gonna tell y'all. Yeah. Not realizing that I got my phone sitting over here, right over here on this speaker. Y'all probably ain't heard a damn thing I said. Yeah. But it's all good though. Yeah.
You get it.
Say cut it down a little bit from the
Cut that shit down.
We're on our way to Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah. Why you on the floor? Because I had to go get the lighter. Yeah. Say we had a sold out crowd last night. And where we at last night? In Greensboro. We was in Greensboro, North Carolina last night. Sold out crowd. It was great. So we coming to Greensville, South Carolina tonight. We'll be in Fayetteville tomorrow, Fayetteville, North Carolina tomorrow, with my man Big Mike and Little Mike on you with them boxing and guns and the whole organization. So we're gonna be doing interviews out there. Then we got a show in I think they working on a comedy show for Greenville. So they in talks right now. So then we got another one. They just added Columbia. Columbia, is it South Carolina or North Carolina? Columbia, South Carolina. So we're gonna go from Fayetteville. So yeah, we going in between the Carolinas, y'all. Man, they said I did good. They said I did good, y'all.
Man, this dude got a crazy delay on his phone. Like the delay is crazy. Like this is like a 1960s kung fu movie. His mouth ain't even moving, and it's just like, yeah, we going to Carolina 1, and then we finna go to Carolina 2, because we on that shrimp and steak tour. We out here in these comedy streets, yeah, out here doing our thing. And I know y'all seen me on the floor. I was on the floor because that's where the ladder was. It was up under that seat there next to that gun. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga roll strat because I say what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my agent said I did good. The owner of the venue was happy. The promoter was happy. Everybody was happy. Yeah, except the haters. I see, them Diamond Stone TVs and them freaks and all them other type of niggas thinking they can do what I do. Say, man, can't nobody out talk me. The stories you niggas tell don't make sense. Cause when a nigga looking at what you niggas doing today, you niggas ain't doing nothing today. I'm doing something great. I've been doing something great ever since I started my youth organization. You niggas ain't done no community work like me. You niggas can't get like me, but you niggas sitting around talking about me. I'm sick of you niggas talking about me. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of niggas every day.
Yeah, me too, nigga.
Talking about y'all. I'm tired of everybody getting. But no, I'm not. Let me stop lying. I enjoy every moment of a nigga talking about me. I call it free marketing and advertising. What I'm doing and what y'all doing, you running your lips. And nigga, I'm cross country pimping. Yeah, I'm cross country pimping, doing things and doing things and doing things and doing things. And you ain't doing nothing but sitting up talking about y'all. Now I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh man, hold on real quick, man. I think I got a shorter version of this. I'm already getting a contact high from that little blunt he got there. Hold on real quick. I think that shit was gonna take forever. Let's see if we can take a shortcut, shall we?
Gunna is out of prison. I never thought I would be happy to say y'all, Gunna is out of prison. Now, I'm glad he got out by telling. I think that was smart, Gunna. I'm a Gunna fan now. I'm a goddamn Gunna fan now, boy. That's all y'all finna hear my motherfucking CD is Gunna. I'm gonna tell. That day, Gunna. I'm gonna tell, nigga. What? I'm the new Gunna. Yeah, that's the one. Gunna. I'm gonna tell, nigga. Free Thugger. I hope they give him at least 10 years. I want to see, do he really like wearing dresses? Yeah, I want to see if Young Thug really like wearing dresses. Because out here, he was painting his motherfucking fingernails. He was wearing dresses. He was giving us mixed signals. Gunna is out of prison. I never thought I would be happy to say y'all.
Oh man, I didn't even realize it had started over, man. This dude had me dying. He said, "Gunna, tell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Charleston White, funny man. He a funny dude, man. So there was this conversation between DJ Academics and Whack 100. If y'all want to react to it and check it out, we can check it out. I don't really think that we need to anymore because like a lot of the articles that we read for the most part were pretty in depth, and all they do for the most part is just kind of go over what was talked about. We'll look at it real quick. If y'all want to look at it, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't want to look at it, give me a thumbs down. We'll look at it until y'all give me the signal in the comment section. So we'll see what they talking about here. If y'all take long enough, we might get to the part where DJ Academics stuffs a giant piece of food in his mouth while Whack 100 is talking. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, real quick. I'm gonna call Whack. I'm gonna get the official word. Then I'm gonna come back to you. I want to chime in.
Whack.
Do not like Whack.
Whack. Get on.
Yo, Whack, man. You got to break this down for me, man. Whack. Did you see this? Did you see this Gunna, man? What's going on with this, man? You got to break it down to me.
I mean, okay, so I've been said day one, if you don't remember. I said I ain't got nothing to do with none of them dudes, but I know Thug. He gonna stand the rain. But I said Gunna's not like that.
Man, people go down to Fresh and Fit and lose their mind. You remember Tommy Sotomayor almost got in a fight with that woman down there? You know what I'm saying? They start flipping out about Abba and Preach. DJ Academic started acting like he was about crazy. Fresh Prince CEO was whole simping for like the scuzziest female in Miami. They got a lot going on down there, but they over 1 million subscribers now, so they doing better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with no disrespect. He's not like that. He's not that type of guy to even involve himself in that shit. And he called up guilty through association affiliation. You know how that go, right? But I knew that. Now we got to look at it. He done been up for bail review twice, I think.
Nah, 4 times, not twice, 4 times.
4 times. He been denied, right?
Yeah.
They charging these dudes, right, with the RICO. Same shit like the Gambino family. You know, you got the balls, the underballs, the captains, the lieutenants, and so,
there you go.
on and so forth. And they saying everything that's done, right, was for the betterment.
Academics tearing that shit up. Them cheeks going.
Of the game. Now here goes the great line in that. The Gambino family was strictly organized crime, right? YSL is a corporation, meaning it's real contracts that show money wise, it's taxes being paid, so on and so forth. But now they got to show that they're using that revenue, that influence, right, to empower our organization, right? So they done took this dude right here, the fact that he has pled guilty, right, to those charges and was free. He probably didn't say that dude shot this dude, or that dude robbed this dude, or that dude did this.
Yeah, hold on.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, hold on. Whack.
What he did do.
Whack. I gotta read a few. I gotta read a few lines to you, and I want you to tell me what you think about it. Okay, this is what he said. And by the way, this came directly from court. He said, I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered the bias of the gang to the detriment of my community. And then he said, YSL as a gang must end.
Yo, right there, that's what I was getting to before you even said this. I was just going to tell you, bro, he has not told them this dude killed this dude, robbed this dude. But what he did do was give them that piece that they needed, because YSL is in fact a corporation tax ID number that has received real legal transactions and paid taxes, unlike the Gambino family, so on and so forth.
So far, do you guys agree With what Whack 100 is saying? The hell?
They needed that piece. That
If you guys agree with what Whack
to
100 is saying so far, give me a
identify
thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a
as a
thumbs down.
gang. And that's what that motherfucker did.
Hold on, I gotta read this other line too. It says Gunna also attested in the plea that he was in the car with Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, when officers pulled them over and found hydrocodone, methamphetamine, and a firearm inside. According to the plea agreement, Gunna claimed the guns and drugs were not his. It's unclear if anybody else was in the car but Gunna and Thug. What I mean?
Well, they were, you know how that goes. When you get pulled over, right?
Yeah, that's facts, man.
Some guns in the car, right? You know, and I say they ain't mine, and it's me and you in the car. They gonna put them on you. You know, the rule is you shut the fuck up and we fight. That's just the rules of it. You know, but once again, I've always said, right, that Gunna, I know Gunna personally. He never came off as one of them type of dudes. He's a rapper. He's an artist. You know, being forced to grow up in the streets and being from the streets is two total different things. And let this be a lesson, because I keep telling people, right, all this fake ass street nigga shit that you got a few tattoos on your face and all this weird shit. If you ain't grow up like that and it ain't in you, not just on you, right, stop being something you ain't. Because everybody want to play gangster until it's time to be gangster. Everybody want to act like they outside until they up under that light. And they want to get back outside because now you inside that motherfucking home thing.
Hold on.
So he gave him what he needed, what that DA needed to classify and identify YSL as a motherfucking street gang entity and not just a corporation and a company.
Let me ask you about another line, because he released a statement. It was kind of odd. As soon as the plea comes out, he releases a statement, a long statement, simultaneously, not to his Instagram. He releases it some way, somehow to the media. Now, in this longer article, it says, despite saying he will not testify, it is a condition of Gunna's, I'm guessing they're talking about the plea, that he needs to testify if he is called, though he can claim the Fifth Amendment. What I mean?
Thanks for answering the Nightbot, Carla.
No, he cannot claim the Fifth.
If you guys haven't smashed that like button, hit that like button for me.
Because now have they issued him any type of immunity?
Nah, we don't know about that.
Yeah, see, that's a good question.
Immunity, he can't claim the Fifth.
See, that's the same thing that I had said. Remember, I asked about the immunity. If he doesn't have guaranteed immunity as part of his deal, then he can't get out of saying certain things. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Holmes says Young Thug's lawyer is a beast. He stepped all over the DA. He will walk. I think that there is a high chance of either him walking or them not getting anywhere near the kind of sentence that they wanted. And the reason why is because I think that December 15th evidence that they got illegally was a big part of their case. And without that, I think they're just going to be shooting in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carla for answering the Nightbot. Appreciate it. If you guys can answer the Nightbot, that will help your boy out.
If they call it to testify and he go against the grain, they're gonna refile on him.
Hey, is it ironic? I don't know if you noticed. So the lawyer that Gunna got is the same lawyer that T.I. got for that.
Like free Tory Lanez. Like I told y'all that he didn't do that shit. Free Tory Lanez. Remember I told you this. We're gonna see them cuff Meg right in the motherfucking courtroom real soon. They gonna come.
Appreciate it, Ryan.
Nah. It's looking crazy. It's looking crazy on that. But yo, do you know that Gunna's lawyer is the same lawyer from when T.I. got the year and a day?
Yeah, the motherfucking lawyer that specializes
appreciate it, Cassie.
In cooperative deals.
Maybe he's just good. Maybe
y'all wanted to fight me on that too. But you know,
maybe he's just good. Like he just know how to get his clients out.
Ain't no just good. Hold on, we got the paperwork.
Appreciate it, Desmond.
We got the paperwork.
Y'all killing it out here. What's good with it, Mike? B1.
Informant on wiretap, right? Ask how to work the gun. Ask about the function of the gun. Ask about the silencer. No bang, no flash. Ask about the capacity of the motherfucking magazine. Ask about the bullet. And ask for his change back. When he asked for his change back, they swarmed him. They then took it back to his crib and asked the same.
Now, I want to ask everybody in the comment section a question. All of this kind of stuff, rappers getting into legal problems, has been happening ever since rap music. My question is, why don't the labels, why don't the companies already have a legal defense fund and lawyers or a law firm on retainer for any of these kind of events? Why is it that these people are always scrambling? And why is it that the artists always have to come out of their own money for the lawyer? See, think about that. Think about that. I think that if we owned the rap companies, if we owned the distribution companies, I think that us looking out for the younger people would be something that would be built in automatically. But when you're working for people that think that they're better than you, and when you're working for people that don't care about you, you get left to hang out to the snakes. And I don't know if you guys watched my live stream about Casanova. You guys should check that live stream out if you guys haven't. But if you ask me, these record execs, they're the same people that got a problem with Kanye. They're the same people that got a problem with Kyrie. And if you guys know that community's presence in the law business, if you ask me, I believe what they do is they get these people to do these albums, right? They get the information on the albums, they slide it to their cousins, and then the cousins turn around and use it to prosecute them so they can seize their assets so that it's as if they never were paid. And then they go to jail broke. Shout out to my man Fanteezy. What up with it, bro? But there's a live stream that I did. It's called the Rap to Prison Pipeline. Check that out. All these people are related. The judge, the DAs, look at how many of those particular people are lawyers. Look at how many of those particular people own these record companies. You know, they go to the summer destination, sit around and how's things going at your company? Well, you know, we've got this kid that we met, you know, he's from Atlanta and he's making us a lot of money, but he's getting a little bit out of control. And, you know, we got some new prospects. Oh, okay. Well, you know, I haven't had any cases come my way. What does he talk about on his album? You know, you know, the same stuff that those guys always talk about. Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure we could probably get him for about 2 or 3 million once we get him tied up in court. And once we get him tied up in court, the police will take all the stuff back. You'll be able to get your stuff back, and it'll be like you never paid for anything. You know what I'm saying? They should start running these people's families and check the record company executives and see if the record company executives are related to the judges, the attorneys, and the DAs. And I guarantee you they always will be.
In his house is activated by his palm print. When they found more shit.
Oh, absolutely, Desmond. Absolutely.
Well below his mandatory minimum.
Maybe
been 360 out with that shit, bro. Fuck out of here, bro.
Maybe they realized they just had a case versus Gunna and T.I. that they couldn't win, and they just said, fuck it.
No, what they did was they used, listen, Gunna, who is signed to YSL, who was arrested up under the RICO as the underboss. They used him. You just read it, to identify YSL as a gang and not a company.
Yeah, facts, Val.
It's right there, bro.
Nah, but
100 ENT.
If you guys agree with Val, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
He could never be identified as a gang.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, like, because most of us as fans, like, now we not believing that about Gunna. Like, Gunna not like that. Like, Gunna,
hey, bro, listen,
Gunna a solid
man,
nigga.
Y'all going on? What you mean? Hey, listen, bro. This shit ain't personal, bro. It's business. When facts is facts, bro. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, is a duck. You do see him. They made him take a guilty plea, though, right? See that, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't no case dismissed. It wasn't no under grounds that witnesses are reneging, we dropping the case. He took a guilty plea.
Mm.
and walked out of there.
Nah, he did come out today. He definitely free right now.
Yeah. He need to find his friends in London or Canada and get low, man, and utilize streaming.
Let me ask you this one question before I let you, or we could talk about the Tory shit. Do you think that Thug right now, after hearing about this, is like, yo, he did the right thing?
I don't think Thug is surprised.
Oh, okay.
I mean, anybody gonna have a distaste in their mouth because, believe it or not, Thug changed that man's life in more ways than one. So he gonna have a distaste in his mouth. But I don't think he's surprised because he know Gunna better than me. And like I said, it ain't taking nothing from him as a man. Gunna ain't that type of motherfucker to be standing in the box like that. You know what I'm saying? And the lesson to all you niggas, right? Stop forcing people into situations or putting people into situations because you making them feel like if they don't, you may kill off their situation that ain't built for the situation.
I'm gonna keep it real though. Like I thought my man Gunna was pushing peas.
Nah, bro. I be always act. How many times I look you in your face and I be like, nah, bro, them is pretenders. Them niggas is Denzel Washington, bro. They actors. That ain't them.
Damn.
That ain't them. Let me tell you the difference between them and us. We was locked up, slammed down, doing time 12 years old on up. By the time we got 24, we were damn near hardened criminals. We understood the law. We knew what come with it wasn't a problem. It took us maybe 5 days to readjust to being back in jail. You get these motherfuckers that's catching cases at 24. And then they put the deal in front of them for 25, 1 year more than the life they didn't already live. They ain't conditioned for that shit mentally or physically. At all, bro.
Jesus.
They not.
Yeah, I agree with Wack. I agree with what Wack is saying 100%. There's definitely a difference in the durability of people. And like, I ain't even just talking about people from the street. I'm just talking about even just if you look at just regular people like me, you know what I'm saying? The newer, younger generations, man, they have a hard time out here. They have a hard time holding it down with basic stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's a mental brainwashing, bro.
Hey,
I know. I started doing time at 12 years old.
Hey, listen, I think this plea is structured in a way that he could come back to rap and do his thing. Do you think that he'll be accepted, or people going to treat him like 6ix9ine? What do you think?
Well, I think 6ix9ine just made his point. All you niggas talking this gangster shit and this shit, we gonna see what it is when you're up under that light. But once again, I see Gunna as 6ix9ine. I don't see Gunna as a street nigga at all.
Nah, Gunna a street nigga, man. He pushing peas.
Nah, bro, that's a song, bro. A song don't make you no street nigga, bro. That make you a motherfucker rapping about street shit, bro.
And said somebody needs to knock some sense into these millennials. Super fact. Somebody need to knock some sense into some of these old people too. Not all of them, but a lot of them. If you guys agree with Ann, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I gotta agree though, because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like even just the skinny jeans and the, you know what I'm saying? It just I don't know what I don't know where this stuff came from. I don't know what they're doing. All the lean drinking and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I remember back in the day when black people used to only smoke weed and crack. You know what I'm saying? Shit was simple. Now these motherfuckers doing polypharmacy. You know, did you see they was driving around with methamphetamine in the car? What are you doing with methamphetamine? You about to go on a cross-country motorcycle ride or something? Like, what are you doing with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you had some ecstasy pills, okay, you about to go have some fun with your girl? Even if you got some cocaine, okay, you about to have some fun with your girl. But I mean, all of this, you know what I'm saying? Flocka and all this. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's crazy, man. Like, I don't know where this stuff came from.
Fuck. I don't know,
It's
man.
real shit.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, listen. It's a lot of people that grew up in the streets and understand the streets, but didn't necessarily come for that. Ice Cube got a line that says, I started this gangster shit. He talking about rap. He grew up, he was right there. He saw the police brutality. He saw the crip and the blood and the dope dealing. He saw all that shit, the khakis, chucks, low riders, all that. But Ice Cube ain't never been to the motherfucking penitentiary, man. He had gangsters around him.
Facts.
He had
Big
team
facts.
around him.
Holy shit.
Right? 111 and shit like that. It's still real niggas around him. But Cube would tell you, right? He never proclaimed to be no motherfucking street thug gangster motherfucker. He grew up in it. He knew how to, but Cube can't tell you walk the yard and went over here and did it. That ain't his talk. And he did a great job doing what he was doing and staying in his lane. And guess what? Cube stayed free.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, man. I fuck with Gunna's music, man. I ain't gonna lie. I believed it.
It ain't about, bro, listen.
I believed it. I'm sorry, Wack. I believed it.
You see how Wack trying to tell academics about Ice Cube? You know what I'm saying? But DJ Academics believed. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to my man Carlton Way. My man Carlton Way said that he wanted to see somebody with an axe. Y'all remember that game for Sega Master System called Golden Axe? This game right here is called Black Axe. You know what I'm saying? Your boy. Now, I've heard rumors that this guy ain't black. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, I just heard rumors. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if he is black or if he isn't, I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about what he says. Because he says some very interesting things. I'm not going to lie. A lot of them I didn't take very well. So let's listen.
There's only one rule in the street. Hear no evil. See no evil. Speak no evil. You ever heard the saying, shh? Don't tell nobody.
Man, Hassan Campbell be funny as hell. He don't even realize he be being funny. Have y'all ever heard that saying? It go like this. Shh. I heard Elmer Fudd say that shit a couple times on Looney Tunes. I ain't gonna lie. With that one time when he was hunting wabbits, he had the musket out and he was chasing Bugs Bunny around. That motherfucker said, "Shh, be very quiet. We are wabbit hunting."
Everybody's time to be real until it's time to be real. I don't know if y'all understand. I got to break it down to you with subtitles or something. Gunna told. And I know it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, but
shout out to hey Mr. Knickerbocker, man. This cat, man. So, like I said, everybody's saying that Gunna told. You know what I'm saying? And like, I gotta agree though. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, he didn't directly tell on an individual, but he made it where it's easier for them to prove stuff, which doesn't help the defense. Everything that he did and everything that he said did not help the defense. You see what I'm saying? That's how that should be looked at. Did what you said or did what you do in court help the defense? And if you ask me, the answer is no. What do you guys think? Did what Gunna did help the defense at all in any way?
But The jig is up.
Uh-oh.
The jig is up. Son told. He was singing. Him did it. He turned Jamaican on that stand. Him did it. What? I gotta break it down for y'all, son. Let me break it down for you. Fully.
Look, never mind. I ain't even about to go there. I'm not. I was actually about to say something, and then I remembered something, and then I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. But never mind, though. You know what I'm saying? Just act like I ain't even stopped the video.
That slow. Like, no, he didn't. No, he did. Let's make this real clear.
Affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang. And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize this.
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You're willing to take a personal shot at me. Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
What part did y'all not understand? So now it's not alleged anymore that YSL is a gang. He actually confirmed that he supported, perpetuated, pushed, stood. Well, he ain't stand tall. And stop comparing him to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Yes, they both ratted, but the difference between him and Tekashi 6ix9ine, when Tekashi 6ix9ine went to jail, it was fresh out of the hospital from getting kidnapped by his own gang. Gang. His gang smashed his wife. His gang kidnapped him and tried to murder him. The feds tried to put him in witness protection to protect his gang. And that's still not good enough. The rule still is stop telling. Now, well, you got Gunna. Listen to his name, Gunna.
There you go.
It's Gunna right here. Pushing paperwork.
Hassan, this cat. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Chopping it up with Hassan. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you. Not while you have an axe in your hand. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You know?
Pushing peace. This is Gunna right here. Ain't nobody took a finger. Ain't nobody hit him in the head with the headshot. Nope. But it's like Casanova 2 times said. You ain't gonna have a dude with $1 million in the street sitting in jail and keeping his mouth quiet. He got everything to get back home to. You know, the big booty chick that was escorting him to that expensive car that he was getting in? Yeah.
What's good with it, Tark?
Hey, yo, the state of black men in America right now, I mean, check it, right? Because ain't nobody really seeing through my eyes and coming.
See, this right here, this part is where he get you, bro. You I don't know about all this now. Listen to this. I want y'all to listen to what he says.
The state of black men in America right now, I mean, check it, right? Because ain't nobody really seeing through my eyes and coming with this angle. But look at Kanye. Defeated. $1 billion crybaby. They won't give me this. They won't give me that. Oop, they took $11 billion from him. Kyrie, I apologize. Got 100,000 Israelites marching for him outside while he inside. Said, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby, apologizing.
So he named 2 black men. And then if we talk about Gunna and Young Thug, that's another 2 black men. So because all of these athletes and entertainers are having issues, black men in general in America are failing. That's that kind of shit I'm talking about. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you all agree with what Hassan is saying, or do you disagree with what Hassan is saying?
Gunna, you claiming one of the illest sets, the illest crews in America. And as soon as the goings get rough, the tough went going.
Yeah, I disagree too, Tori.
So now you done sat up there and went, yo, this dude, yo, it's amazing how the court broke him. I told y'all, they sat up there and said that, he is a risk and a threat to every witness in the street, denied him bail 4 times. But then he met in that back room and got on that mic. Baby, I'm sorry. Him and the district attorney was hitting high notes. Matter of fact, the district attorney ain't say nothing. She just gave him the pen and the pad. And you know what he did? Well, you see in the court. Well, I got to break it down for you again so we can go through the steps because y'all slow. If I got to break it down for you, what he did and what he said on that stand, that means you ain't got no business being in the street. And if your mans don't understand what he did, that means don't let him in the whip when it's time to ride.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, it is.
YSL is a music label and a gang. And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
He just said he has personal knowledge that his own crew has committed crimes. What part of not snitching is that? I ain't even got to play no more. It is what it is. Sorry, Your Honor. I can't see, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor. I can't hear, Your Honor.
So now my thing is, what is bringing up the state of black men in America? Black men are failing. What does that have to do with a single court case about some rappers and some entertainers? So, like, my question is for this whole reaction video, right? Like, what was the point of Hassan Campbell saying that stuff? And he does that all the time. That's why I'm like, okay, like I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's interesting that you feel that way. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying? He's an imposter. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to be out here spreading rumors, but that's just what I heard. So it's just like, all right, bro, like, that's interesting that you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Can we check your paperwork? Did Hassan have anything to say about Jerry Jones? You know what? I can't say if I know for sure. I don't know. You better be careful, Mr. Knickerbocker. He might turn your TV off. You know what I'm saying? Rock your snot box and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, Boozy is saying some stuff too. All right. And what Boozy said is that Gunna stuck Thugger out to free himself. So that's interesting, right? Boozy claims that Gunna has made it harder for Young Thug to plead his innocent in the YSL RICO case after the Pushin' P hitmaker took an Alfred plea on Wednesday. And I actually tend to agree with that. Because like I said, he confirmed certain things that they didn't have confirmation of. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that Kanye West had quote unquote dissed Rosa Parks. I just seen that on the side there, but I'm not surprised. As part of his plea deal, Gunna admitted, look at this. As part of his plea deal, Gunna admitted YSL is a gang and expressed personal knowledge of their criminal activity. So what he said is that they're a gang and they've committed crimes. So now what I find interesting is, to me, that right there might be what's necessary to give, reasonable doubt. Or reasonable suspicion, I should say. Not reasonable doubt, reasonable suspicion. Shout out to my man, Jay Bird. What up with it, bro? You know what I'm saying? So now it says, during the hearing, he attested that YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members and associates have committed crime in furtherance of the gang. You see that? So, like, again, this isn't snitching on individuals. It's snitching on YSL as an organization. Does that make any sense? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, please make sure that you guys take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not shared the video out, please make sure you help your boy out, share that video out, and hit the bell icon twice if you're not subscribed. All right. You guys are awesome. So now here it says Gunna secured his freedom after receiving credit for 1 year served, while the rest of his 5-year sentence was suspended, despite his insistence to not testify against remaining YSL members on trial. Some in the hip hop community believe the damage has already been done. I think that the potential for damage has already been, whatever damage comes as a result of whatever goes on in court. I believe that Gunna set the motion for it to happen, but that's all dependent on what the prosecutor is able to do. If the prosecutor's not able to do anything, which he might not be able to as a result of that evidence that they take, then what Gunna did might be useless to the prosecution, which might be why the lawyer told him to do it. I'm actually interested to see how this rolls out because I want to see what the strategy is here. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, I do believe that I do agree with that. He admitted that the organization exists, but if they have no evidence, they must have for them to be picked up in the first place. Now they might. I mean, who knows? Maybe they might not have been able to pick them up in the first place without the illegal evidence, and maybe that's actually the angle that the defense may take. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of even more interested in this now. Terrence says that he gave the prosecution exactly what they wanted. I think so too, because if it wasn't what they wanted, then they wouldn't have made that deal. Shout out to my man Jay Bird. Drive safe, bro. So now here it says Boozy claims Gunna's plea deal makes it look bad on Young Thug. Boozy addressed Gunna's plea deal on Instagram Live, stating he stuck Thugger out to free himself. I see Gunna just thug the big dog out. Shit, don't go out like that. Boozy explained to his live IG viewers. He admitted to a criminal organization. He fucked over Thugger on that move. I agree. Right there with what Boozy is saying, I agree 100%. If y'all not in the street, you don't know how shit goes. Well, I'm not in the street, and I know how that goes. You actually can know how that goes just by watching a couple seasons of Law and Order. You know what I'm saying? You'll have better outcomes in life if you stay off the streets and just watch Law and Order. You know what I'm saying? According to Boozy, Gunna would have escaped lightly if he refused the plea deal. They only had one charge on him. That was a bad move. He couldn't get over 5 years, he speculated. Now this makes it bad on Young Thug. He just pled guilty to a criminal enterprise, so he and Gunna. So what they're gonna do to Thug? Boozy question, shaking his head before adding, that ain't good for Thug what he just did. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Boozy continued. Now, once you do that, when Thug go to court, they're gonna bring that up. Gunna is his main man. Say they have to do criminal enterprise, so it's a gang. They're gonna bring that up. That helps him get something. All right. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Boozy's take. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Boozy is wrong at all. You know what I'm saying? So, what is the Alfred Act? And I'm not saying that I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to like shit on Gunna in any way or anything, because I'm not. I'm not trying to shit on anybody involved in this. You know what I'm saying? I think that again, I'm also going with the hope that there is some kind of strategy behind this with the attorneys working together. You know what I'm saying? If there's not a strategy behind this with the attorneys working together, that could definitely be problematic. That would be that incident where, you know what I'm saying, he'll have Slim Thug or Slim Thug, Young Thug. You can tell how old I am. Young Thug out there looking bad. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna talk about what the Alfred plea is. Because how many people have ever got into an automobile incident and pleaded no contest? If that's ever happened to you, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, give me a thumbs down. This is that kind of stuff that people need to know, but they only find out about it if something like this happens. Alfred plea in Georgia. Alfred plea and nolo contendere pleas are both special pleas defendants can use in court. An Alfred plea is a guilty plea in a criminal court where the accused does not admit to the crime, but instead asserts their innocence. The Alfred plea is a controversial defense because it is neither a full admission of guilt or innocence. It is only used for felony cases. Okay? The Alfred plea derived from a first-degree murder case in North Carolina. That's where Charleston White was going. Yeah. Going up there in North Carolina. I'm blessed. The accused, Henry Alford, argued that he was innocent the whole time, but the investigation did not support his claim of innocence. Therefore, he pled guilty to a reduced charge of second-degree murder while still arguing that he was innocent of the crime. The United States Supreme Court took the case to try to decide whether it was proper to accept a guilty plea accompanied by a protestation of innocence. I mean, I don't understand why that needed to go to the Supreme Court. I mean, if the evidence said that he was guilty, then he was guilty, and that's just that. It doesn't matter. Like, you could kill somebody and then just continue to argue and say that you didn't kill somebody. Like, that doesn't need to go to the Supreme Court. I don't really understand that. The United States Supreme Court took to the case to try to decide whether it was proper to accept a guilty plea accompanied by a protestation of innocence. After deliberation, the court found that there is no constitutional error in accepting a guilty plea, even when the suspect still maintains they are innocent. I mean, yeah, that would mean that the court decision would be based on their admittance. And in most cases, most people don't admit things. And in most cases, you don't have to admit anything, because if you don't want to answer questions, you can just invoke your Fifth Amendment right. All right, Jared, appreciate you being here, bro. Peace. And that's exact. If you guys agree with, hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. There you go. I agree. Because that's the only time when they'll come up with something. They'll take the extra energy to make something out of nothing that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's not even an issue. If the evidence says you're guilty, you're guilty. I like Charleston White, man. Like, I used to be like, I don't like that dude, but like, I actually like him now. He cracked me up, man. He's funny. That dude be trolling, man. He his troll game is like 5,000. He a funny dude. So this is what happens when the Alfred plea is used. All right. Prosecutors characterize Alfred pleas as a method of entering into a guilty plea without actually admitting to the act. If you go to trial, it is likely you will receive a much harsher sentence than if you plead before the trial. When attempting to use an Alfred plea, a judge may ask, do you now consider it to be in your best interest to plead guilty? Do you understand that upon your Alfred plea, you will be treated as being guilty, whether or not you admit that you are in fact guilty? Entering into an Alfred plea does not affect the sentencing process. The defendant still is convicted as if they had used a normal guilty plea. Okay? When Alfred pleas should be used. Alfred pleas may seem strange because a person allows himself or herself to be convicted while claiming they are innocent. However, they can be beneficial in situations where there is a high probability that they will be convicted at trial. An Alfred plea will allow them to obtain a lower sentence than if they went to trial. So I do find that interesting, and that actually backs up what Boozy was saying even more. Remember, Boozy has said, oh, yeah, this is a bad look. Remember, Boozy has said that? Well, now, because of the precedent that's been set by an Alfred plea, now it looks like Gunna may have had a high probability of getting convicted. But that may not necessarily be true, though. According to what Boozy said, Gunna wouldn't have done no more than 5 years. So that kind of makes it look bad. You see what I'm saying? When Boozy kept saying it's a bad look, it makes it look bad. It makes it look bad. It does make it look bad. It makes it look like he took the Alfred plea because he had no way out. And if he feels that he had no way out, then it's a high likelihood that he's more than likely guilty and just not admitting to guilt, which is bad. That's going to make them dig harder. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that smashed the like button. You guys are awesome. One thing to note about Alfred pleas is that judges are not required to accept them. So now I'd be interested as to why this particular judge accepted Gunna's. And my thing is, why would a judge accept that if the likelihood is high that you'll get prosecuted and the DA can just nail you on a slam dunk anyway? RG Titan said, I can't stand Charleston White. That's hilarious. I used to couldn't stand his ass either. I'd be like, man, what's up with this dude? But then it's kind of like that kind of thing where like you'll start listening. It's like that repetition. You just get beat down with repetition. And then like I had seen a video that Moxie approved had made, and I was cracking up laughing. Like he had me crying laughing. I was laughing so hard, man. I forget who was he talking about. I think he was talking about that Boston Celtics coach. And he was talking about how the Boston Celtics owner's wife she couldn't resist that torpedo. Man, I was fucking dying laughing, man. I had tears running down my face. I was laughing so hard. And then, like, that's when, like, I started thinking he was hilarious and shit. Shout out to Gail at night. What up with it, Gail? Good to have you in here. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no doubt. Way too far with that. Absolutely. I agree. 110%. And with Boozy. Yeah. People go too far sometimes. And Charleston, like, he trolls and, like, you going too far sometimes, bro. You doing too much. You know what I mean? You doing too much, bro. Calm it down, son. Calm it down. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says some judges will not allow Alfred pleas because they believe that suspects should admit their guilt in felony cases. If the defendant denies to admit guilt, then judges think a jury should decide the case. Suspects where the crime involved a sexual offense often use the Alfred plea to avoid admitting to family or the public that they committed the crime. All right. So now we know what the Alfred plea is. And my question to you guys is, do you guys think that Gunna should have did that? Do you guys think that Gunna should have stuck it out, or did he do the right thing by doing the Alfred plea? I think he should have waited, man. How come these lawyers don't communicate with each other like on a team so they could know what the strategy is? Yeah, and the way he was saying torpedo was hilarious, bro. That shit was so funny. He was like, "Them girl bad, yeah, you know them girl bad." She's seen that torpedo. You know, she wasn't gonna say no to that torpedo. You know, because you know the brothers be packing the torpedo. Some brothers got the big torpedo, some brothers got the torpedo, but she wasn't saying no to no torpedo. Man, I was dying laughing, man. I was like, man, this dude is a complete fool. This dude is crazy. Man, I was dying laughing. he said even after he gone from the Celtics, he's still gonna be sending that torpedo her way. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta look outside and see if it's snowing. You for real, Mimi? It's snowing? Damn. Oh man, like shout out to the people that don't live where it snows at. That's that bullshit where you got to go outside like 10 minutes early and start your car up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about the starting your car up early struggle. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got an old car. Who know about the start your car early struggle? Man, that's some bullshit, man. That's that shit that be making me late for work because I'm already late for work as it is. You know what I'm saying? And then I run outside like 5 minutes before I'm supposed to be at work, and it's a whole damn ice sheet on my car, and I gotta wait for the damn defogger to work. You know what I'm saying? And that should be blowing out cold air for like the first 12 minutes. I don't know, but you know what? You know that plastic shit on the that rubber shit that's on the windshield? You might not even know about it. Hopefully you don't. I think my windshield is just gonna lift off my car one day, and I'm just not gonna have a windshield anymore because all that rubber shit came out. So like now my shit just sitting there. It's like my windshield on my car is like contacts. I think if I hit some shit in the road too fast, that shit is just gonna like jump up in the air. And when it come back down, it's just gonna shatter like right into the car. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DIY Queen. What up with it? AB Promotion said I got a remote start. Good for you. Good for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Good for you. You know what I'm saying? I live in a remote area. You know what I'm saying? which makes it even worse for me. You know what I'm saying? It's barely snowing in New England these days, mostly raining damn near all month. At least you got the rain. See, we got lake effect snow and just all kinds of nonsense. I need to go to Safe Light. Have y'all ever seen that spray that like instantaneously vaporizes the ice off of the windshield? I be getting that shit sometimes. That shit probably has like melted through my windshield and turned that shit hollow. So now here it says rapper Gunna has been released from prison, blah, blah, blah. We know this already. Here, what's the Alfred plea? An Alfred plea is when a defendant can plead guilty yet still maintaining their innocence. Everybody now can take the bar exam. We got the think tank popping off. We're Val and Carla at. We got a bunch of future lawyers in the house. And we got Gail at Night in here. You know what I'm saying? She actually works for a famous YouTube lawyer. You know what I'm saying? She actually rocks with a famous YouTube lawyer. You know what I'm saying? We could have a lead attorney, you know what I'm saying, give us some bar exam help. You know what I'm saying? We can start Blacklight, and Blacklight Esquire up in here. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says during their plea, a defendant acknowledges that there's enough evidence to convict them at trial, but chooses under these circumstances to be treated as guilty and move forward to sentencing. All right. So we read all this. We ain't got to read none of this no more. So Did Gunna do the right thing? If Gunna did the right thing, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys don't think that Gunna did the right thing, give me a thumbs down. All right. So I forgot to ask y'all in the beginning of the stream, but how many people want to do the call-in hour? If you guys want to do the call-in hour, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If we got some moderators in the building, if y'all could copy this link and just paste it if somebody wants to call in. You know what I'm saying? And after the brief interlude, we will get it cracking. Now, do y'all want the regular call-in music or do y'all want I did what I did? Which one y'all want? Y'all getting I did what I did.
Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. You willing to take a personal shot at me? Can I finish?
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did. I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what? So what? So what?
I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Put your glasses back on.
I did what I did. I did what I did. I did what I did.
Man, y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. Man, I'm telling man, all you gotta anytime Shannon Sharp get wild, anytime he start flipping, all you gotta do is just record his voice and like throw that shit over some 808s and that shit go. Y'all remember Miles in some yak? I'm on that Miles. I'm on the Miles in that yak. My Miles in that yak. Miles in that yak was lit too. You know what I'm saying? Cameron said this should be the new intro movie music. That's hilarious. I did what I did. It's a dude on TikTok that made it. I got a YouTube short video up of it, and it got the content creators his screen name on it. He actually has a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Talented dude. You know what I'm saying? That can cut like anytime people do stuff like that. Like y'all remember that hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife. Like when people do stuff like that, like to me, like that kind of shit is so cool. Like that shit is so cool. Like it's just funny. And then they just hook it up and just like turn that shit into some art. Like that shit takes talent to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is dope. Why y'all was bobbing y'all head? Nobody called in. So that means your boy is about to get off early. All right. So I might actually have another stream for y'all later if I'm able to wake up on time and get it together before I go to work. But if not, I will have it together tomorrow at the same time. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, for coming through. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I hope it was informative. I hope y'all had some fun. And I don't regret this because I did what I did. All right, y'all. Peace.